There you have it, destruction, large-scale devastation that's been witnessed in the war-torn country of Ukraine. India Today here bringing you all the images of the havoc from day one of the Russian invasion. It's now day 18, no real talks have made headway. The screen here showing the most haunting images from the first day of the war until day 8. So far, both countries and their talks have not made headway. In the meanwhile, we're seeing Russian soldiers there inching closer towards several key cities of Ukraine, including the capital city of Kyiv. At a mayor who's now been kidnapped. That's the claim that's been made, but this is the 18th day of the war in Ukraine. Russia there escalating its attack amid this ruthless shelling and mass destruction of the Ukraine war. Ukrainian officials have now alleged that the mayor of Melitopol city, Ivan Fedorov, has now been kidnapped. He, in fact, refused to cooperate with the Russian military occupying the city, and that's why he was kidnapped and now being tortured. These are claims coming in. Here's more on that.
The war in Ukraine is raging on for nearly 20 days now. Russia has repeatedly assured the international community that it's not targeting civilians, despite contrary reports from the ground. This is the moment mayor of a city called Melitopol, Ivan Fedorov, is abducted, allegedly by Russian soldiers. The video shows Russian soldiers taking the mayor out of a building with his head covered. Ukraine's Internal Affairs Ministry confirmed that the mayor was abducted after he refused to cooperate with the Russians. There's no information about Mayor Fedorov's whereabouts. His city is in Russian control. Ukrainian President Zelensky condemned the abduction, calling it a sign of Russia's weakness.
Today in Melitopol, the invaders captured mayor of the city, Ivan Fedorov, a mayor who courageously defends Ukraine and the people of his community. Obviously, this is a sign of the weakness of the invaders.
The kidnapping has sparked a flurry of protests. Thousands of Melitopol residents marched to the administration building, demanding the release of their mayor. According to Ukrainian media, Russian forces entered Melitopol on the second day of their invasion. Since then, the mayor had led several rallies with thousands of attendees. On March 5th, Fedorov reportedly said that the situation in the city was getting difficult due to a food and medicine shortage. The mayor also called for a humanitarian corridor to let the residents leave, which was denied by Russian forces. Bureau Report, India Today.
7 have been wounded in this airstrike on a military camp in Ukraine. Now, this war has entered 18th day. Russia has only escalated its offensive. Ukraine's defense ministry has now claimed that Russians shot at women and children who were trying to evacuate. Ukrainian president has said that Russia was sending in new troops after Ukrainian forces had put 31 of its battalion tactical groups out of action. Now, air raid alerts sounded in almost every region in Ukraine, including Kharkiv, Kyiv, Zhytomyr, Zaporizhzha. Residents have also now been asked to go to the nearest shelter for safety. Lviv has been hit hardest with multiple missile strikes, leading to several casualties as well. Bloodbath on the streets of Lviv. Back-to-back missile strikes. It's left this entire town battered.
Російські окупанти не можуть нас підкорити. У них немає такої сили, немає такого духу. Вони тримаються тільки на насильстві і тільки на терорі. Тільки на зброї, якої у них багато. Але в окупантів немає жодної природньої основи для нормального життя. Для того, щоб люди могли відчувати щастя і мріяти. Вони органічно не здатні робити життя нормальним. Всюди, куди прийшла Росія, на чужу землю, мрії неможливі. Щодо Києва, якщо будуть сотні тисяч людей чи десятки тисяч військових, яких зараз мобілізує Росія, і вони всі прийдуть з сотнями чи з тисячами танками, вони зайдуть в Київ. Ми це розуміємо. Якщо вони будуть робити коврове бомбардування і просто вирішать стерти історичну пам'ять всього цього регіону, історію Київської Русі, історію Європи, вони зайдуть в Київ. Якщо вони знищать всіх нас, вони зайдуть в Київ. І тому, якщо в цьому ціль, то тоді пускай заходять, але їм прийдеться жити на цій землі самим. Точно без нас. Друзів серед нас вони тут не знайдуть.
Meanwhile, Kherson, the first city to fall, still shows resistance in some of the pockets of that city, but the city continues to witness massive attacks by Russian troops. Many houses reduced to rubble, Ukrainian tanks and vehicles have been damaged. The new video here that's emerged from the outskirts of Kherson, where Ukrainian vehicles can be seen burnt, ammunition destroyed. Here are the visuals coming in from day 18 after this city has been completely battered. We're looking at Russian attacks in the city of Kherson, the first city to fall, but still showing some kind of resistance in some of the pockets of that city. The city continues to witness massive attacks by Russian troops. As we see the visuals, houses there has been reduced to rubble, Ukrainian tanks and vehicles that have been completely damaged. This new video here that's emerged from the outskirts of Kherson, showing Ukrainian vehicles completely burnt, their ammunition fully destroyed. Now, for the first time, Russian Ministry of Defense shows the capture of Ukrainian airfield. Images on your screens here showing the capture of an unknown airport. Live action footage from a Ukrainian airfield which incorporates footage from soldiers' their body cams, shows troops reaching the location by helicopters and disembarking before they seize that area. Meanwhile, Russia continues to up its offensive in a bid to cripple Ukrainian air power. Russia launches third massive strike on Ukraine airbase in the town of Vasylkiv, situated on the outskirts of the capital city Kyiv, leaving it into pieces. Ruins all around, that's been followed by huge explosions. Let's have a look at this detailed report.
Huge plumes of smoke, the sky lit up by a massive blaze. These were the scenes in the town of Vasylkiv in the outskirts of capital Kyiv after Russian rockets attacked yet another Ukrainian airbase. Vasylkiv Mayor Natalia Balasinovich claimed that the air attack also hit an ammunition depot, leading to a huge explosion. It's clear Russian forces have a strategy at hand to cripple the fight back of the Ukrainians in the skies by targeting air bases. This is the third such massive strike on an air base in the last 2 weeks in Ukraine. This is how Vinnytsia Avdiivka airport looks like now, in pieces, shattered, completely destroyed. At least one person was reported dead as a result of the non-stop rain of Russian missiles. A warehouse caught fire and an administrative building was also partially destroyed. What followed? A strict demand from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. He urged the West for the second time to impose a no-fly zone over Ukraine.
Ми повторюємо кожного дня: закрити небо над Україною, закрити для всіх російських ракет, для російської бойової авіації, для всіх цих терористів. Зробіть гуманітарну повітряну зону без ракет, без авіабомб. Ми люди, і це ваш гуманітарний обов'язок захищати нас, захищати людей.
NATO has already turned down Zelensky's request for a no-fly zone once. A no-fly zone will bar all unauthorized aircraft from flying over the war-torn country.
We have seen it for the last 11 days, and you have seen it right now, that the destruction is happening on the now on the east side of Dnipro River and then on the west. However, without the no-fly zone over Ukraine, it seems like the whole Western world is just watching us being destroyed with no additional steps being taken.
Earlier, world's largest aircraft Antonov AN-225 Maria was also destroyed in the Russian attack on Zhytomyr airport. Maria means dream in Ukrainian. The dream that appears to have been shattered now with the aircraft reduced to wreckage.
Группа сейчас работает на аэродроме Гостомель. Отсюда до Киева чуть больше 20 километров. Сейчас этот аэродром.
Several air bases in Ukraine have been completely destroyed with ballistic missiles since Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, Russia continues to up the ante against Ukraine in multiple cities and their suburbs, once brimming with life in urban settlements, now completely reduced to rubble. Here are some of those images that shows the before and after of these towns, and are either in ruins or have now become complete ghost towns. These are images that shows the before, after, a nice and bustling city now turned completely into a ghost town. Mykolaiv, a city and municipality in southern Ukraine, is arguably the main shipbuilding center of the Black Sea. Images on your screen here showing a Russian missile attacking a car parking in that city. In fact, missile hitting the civilian areas and private facilities. The damage caused by these attacks is yet to be ascertained. And here is Volyn, a small city in Donetsk of Ukraine, served as the administrative center. Volyn Rayon, one of the 18 districts of Donetsk, has been completely devastated. But this small town was also impacted by heavy shelling here. At least in the last few weeks, it's come under quite some fire by the Russian forces. The intensity of the damage is very evident, visible here. This beautiful town completely damaged, destroyed. Buildings have collapsed, cars have been destroyed. The town seems to have become a ghost town, with people fleeing from that area in thousands. Kharkiv, the second largest city, that continues to be the worst hit. Millions of them have already fled from that city. Visuals on your screens here are showing clearly how this once beautiful city now in shambles. Buildings have been destroyed here, cars have been burned. No sign of livelihood. We're looking at people, civilians who fled in large numbers to save themselves. The capital city of Kyiv, the most populous city of Ukraine, is known as an important industrial, scientific and cultural center in Eastern Europe. Images here on your screens showing bodies lying all over, charred Russian tanks, buildings and cars in complete ruins. Here is India Today's accessed satellite images that's been released by Maxar Technologies, which shows the extent of damage in the civilian infrastructure. Buildings there throughout the Mariupol, the port city of Ukraine, completely destroyed. What it was once, what it is now. The devastation evident as millions of people from that area have fled from that city. All right, those are images that we get from the war-torn country of Ukraine. In fact, India Today's largest team of reporters on ground, bringing you all those factual details coming in from Ukraine, the country that is under severe attack by Russian forces, even as the forces inch closer. Talks that carry on parallelly, but it appears that attacks too carry on unabated. These are visuals, intense visuals of blasts, attacks, strikes that are coming in from different cities of Ukraine. Even as millions have fled the country, we're still looking at a lot more who are holding on to hope to save their country at this unfortunate time. We're going to bring you more on that. For now, it's a wrap. Thank you for watching.